All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Steve Farrell, the Worldwide Executive Director for Humanities Team, and it's great to be with you. We have a fabulous program in store. I hope you get in a real comfortable place here in your home or your workplace. We've got a great 90-minute program planned. As you can see, I'm here with our special guest, Patricia Cota-Robles. I'm going to share some things, but before I do, Patricia, do you want to just say hi real quick?
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome. This is such an incredible, powerful time. I'm delighted that you're joining us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Patricia, and I'll formally introduce Patricia here very shortly. You'll hear a lot more from her in just a few minutes. This webinar format is what we'll be using most weeks when we do our Living in Oneness Summit broadcast, which is usually on Thursdays. We're super excited about adding video to our weekly programs this year. A little about Humanities Team as we get started. Our focus in Humanities Team is awakening ourselves and the world to oneness. We see one presence, the divine, and see we are all emanations of this one presence. It doesn't matter how far our lives may be from reflecting this truth, it's still true. All of life is a manifestation of the divine, is sacred, and should be treated as such. As we begin, I'd like to invite you to share your questions during this program. The earlier in the program, the better. We're devoting a full 30 minutes to questions. This is a live program. My partner, Garth Catterall, is going to share real quick with you how you can bring your questions into the program. Over to you, Garth.
Yeah, hi everybody. So you'll see in your control panel a questions pane, and you can type your questions at the bottom of that pane, and it will show up in the list for the organizers, and then we'll pass those questions on to Steve, who will ask Patricia. So just type your questions in the question pane. Thank you.
All righty, and go ahead and start when you like. Well, again, we're going to devote a full 30 minutes to questions during the program. Okay, I'm going to read a brief introduction here for my special guest to give her a proper introduction. Patricia Cota-Robles is co-founder and president of the nonprofit educational organization New Age Study of Humanity's Purpose, which sponsors the annual World Congress on Illumination. Patricia was a marriage and family counselor for 20 years. She now spends her time freely sharing information she is receiving from the beings of light in the realms of illumined truth. This is accomplished through her website, webinars, books, free monthly email articles, and free seminars she offers throughout the United States. The divine intent of these celestial sharings is to give humanity greater clarity and understanding as we progress through these wondrous but often challenging times on Earth. Patricia's philosophy is every person is precious and divine, regardless of how far his or her behavior patterns and life experiences may be from reflecting that truth. She says we are not the victims of our lives, we are the co-creators of our lives. Now is the time to create the lives we've always dreamed about. You can read more at eraofpeace.org. That's Patricia's site. And welcome, Patricia.
Well, thank you. Wonderful to be here, Steve.
All right, and we've got a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to get started. What we're doing is taking the first 40 minutes. Patricia wanted to take the first 40 minutes just to update, and then she has a beautiful and powerful meditation that's about 20 minutes. And then for the last 30 minutes, we're going to be focusing on your questions. So Patricia, over to you here as we get started.
Well, thank you. This is such an incredible time, and in the United States, this is the day before the inauguration of the next President of the United States, and so that's always a powerful time. And we've been through a lot of challenges and a lot of tumultuous things, and that's not just happening by chance. That is really occurring because of the need of the hour. And we've talked before many times about the fact that in 2012, over the solstice, December 21st and 22nd, we aligned with the galactic core of the Milky Way and actually created the new Earth, birthing the new Earth, moving into the higher frequencies of vibration to begin drawing the matrix of the patterns for the new heaven and the new Earth. And we still have a lot of our human miscreations, the negativity that's surfacing on this planet. And the reality is that we have created every negative thing that's happening on this planet. There's not an electron of energy that comes forth from the heart of God that is less than pure and perfect. And so we receive our gift of life, which is always vibrating at a frequency of harmony and balance, and it enters our heart flame, and then we choose through the creative faculties of thought and feeling how we're going to qualify that energy, and then we send it forth through our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings. So this energy passes through us to the person, place, condition, or thing we send it to. And as it passes through the atmosphere of Earth, it, like a radio wave or television wave, it magnetizes other energy vibrating at that same frequency, and it goes to the person, place, condition, or thing we've sent it to, affecting their life in a way that's in alignment with what they need to learn in their divine plan. And then it returns to us, magnetized back to the pattern within our heart flame. So with this experience, when this occurs, as the energy goes out, it draws more energy that's vibrating at that same frequency. And then as it returns to us, it again accumulates more energy. So when our thoughts, words, actions, feelings, memories, and beliefs return to us, they're greatly magnified over what we originally sent out. Now, this process is referred to as the law of the circle. And we've heard about this in myriad ways, but we've never really grasped the magnitude of what this means. Every world religion and even scientific principle has in one way or another tried to reiterate this law of the circle to us. What it means in essence is that we receive our gift of life, we send it forth through our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings, through our creative faculties of thought and feeling and our free will, and then that energy returns to us, bringing back our experience that we have created and returns to the source. In Eastern philosophies, this was called karma, or the law of cause and effect. In Judaism, it was referred to as an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. We should have said an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hug for a hug, a kiss for a kiss. So we got the whole picture, not just the things that seemed like a little bit retribution in a negative way. In Christianity, it was reaping what we sow, or casting our bread upon the water to return to us. And in science, it's called like attracts like, action and reaction, radiation and magnetization. And in the higher metaphysical laws, it's referred to as the out-breath and the in-breath of God. So when this energy goes into the physical plane, it's the process of involution. As it returns to us to go to the source, it is the process of evolution. Now, in order for it to return through our heart flame, the divinity within us, to the source, it must be vibrating with a higher frequency or the same frequency of perfection that we originally received. So when we misqualify our gift of life with anger and frustration and the atrocities that we are witnessing now of poverty and the consciousness of disease and the abuse of power, greed, corruption, anything that is less than heaven on earth, that energy can't pass through us to the source. So it begins accumulating in, through, and around us. And it has reflected on the elemental kingdom, creating inclement weather conditions and aging and diseasing in our physical bodies, poverty, plagues, pestilence, all of the negativity that we experience in the outer world. So what's happening now is that with the birth of the new earth, we are moving into those higher frequencies of harmony and balance. And these negative, discordant human miscreations, the gross mutations that are causing all of the pain and suffering on earth at this time, cannot move into these higher frequencies. Because in these higher frequencies, we transcend this dense, discordant pattern of separation and duality. So in order for us to move forward, we have to transmute this energy back into light. And we do that by projecting forth love, forgiveness, harmony, and the full momentum of transmuting divine light from the heart of our Father, Mother, God. So what this means on a very practical level, so that we can just understand why we're in the situation we're in and where we are at this time, is that we have created everything in the physical plane that is reflecting negativity of any kind through all time frames and dimensions since our fall from grace eons ago, when we first partook of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And all evil is, what that tree of knowledge is that we took our gift of life and we made the conscious choice for some reason or another to express our thoughts and feelings through our free will, using our gift of life to express patterns that were not based in love and reverence for life. So all evil is, even though it's degenerated into these incredibly negative things that we witness on the planet, all evil is our gift of life sent forth with patterns that were not based in love. And everything manifesting will reverse if we just flood it with the love and light that's necessary. For instance, as an example, poverty is that we took the patterns of God's infinite abundance and eternal peace and created into a consciousness of lack and limitation that began reflecting as poverty, and it reflected on the elemental kingdom, creating the imbalances of plagues and pestilence that reflected then hunger and discord and lack and limitation through all levels of life. So in order to reverse that, we now have to begin projecting in the patterns of God's infinite abundance. And the information coming forth from the heavenly realm at this time is indicating to us that these frequencies of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are reflections of what is known as the 10th solar aspect of deity. And they reverberate with this magnificent golden light. And these two aspects, and this is really critical for us to understand because we can really see the need of the hour to manifest these things in our physical life. Eternal peace and God's infinite abundance reflect from the realms of cause, where everything begins, as one unified frequency of divine light, which means that eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are inseparable aspects of God's perfection. So if we can just reflect for a moment, what would happen on earth if these patterns were reversed? If we just look at everything in the outer world that is less than heaven on earth, we can see that with a foundation of love and reversing the patterns that reflect anything less than eternal peace and God's infinite abundance, the maladies on this physical plane will cease to exist. Almost everything that is manifesting in the outer world is a pattern that's not based in love and not reflecting the eternal peace and infinite abundance that was our divine birthright and our original heritage when the earth was created. The reason these things are important is because this is the need of the hour at this time. After we reach the critical mass that allowed the earth and all life, because of miracles that happened in the last few decades, all life was able to move forward with the shift of the ages that took place December 21st and 22nd in 2012. The reason all Earth was able to move forward is because we reached this critical mass that allowed even the most recalcitrant souls to be lifted into the light, because through their God self, their I am presence, the covenant choice was made by them and the rest of humanity to transmute the negativity. Every atomic and subatomic particle and wave of life that is manifesting on this planet that is reflecting pain or suffering anything less than heaven on earth, we agreed that we would do what is necessary to transmute those gross mutations back into light, thus lifting up even the most recalcitrant souls. We were told by the Company of Heaven that the first 3 years would be the most tumultuous and the most shifting, to anchor these patterns, to prepare us to do the purging and the cleansing. And then as we moved into 2016, we would move a quantum shift forward. Now, we were in the process, moving from one age to another, for instance, from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius, which we have just accomplished. That window of opportunity, as one age begins to ebb, and before we're in the full embrace of the next age, is called the dawn of a new age, and it lasts from 150 to 300 years. Well, as we moved into the sun cycle of the age of Aquarius in 2016, this last January 18th, we officially completed the transition into the age of Aquarius. The predominant energy flowing into the planet during this next 2,000-year cycle is the violet flame of God's infinite perfection. This is the perfect balance of our Father, Mother, God. It is the balance of the sapphire blue ray of our Father God's divine will and power, and the crystalline pink ray of our Mother God, who we know of as the Holy Spirit, our Mother God's transfiguring divine love, oneness, and reverence for all life. This perfectly balanced violet flame of God's infinite perfection is the most powerful frequency available on the planet and will build in momentum for the next 2,000 years, but it is the most powerful frequency to transmute the surfacing negativity. So we officially moved into that full embrace on January 18th. This began the accelerated process of pushing everything that conflicts with the new heaven and the new earth, everything that conflicts with the perfection of heaven on earth, to the surface. So we are now in that moment, and we can certainly confirm this by outer appearances, that is referred to in the Bible as the time of screaming and gnashing of teeth. Because what is happening is that the light is increasing on the planet. Every day there are billions of people that in one way or another turn their attention to a higher power and invoke the light of God into their lives. And those prayers are always heard and they are always answered. So the influx of light flowing through the I Am presence and the divinity within the heart of the masses of humanity is flooding into this dimension, and this violet flame of God's infinite perfection is flowing into the core of purity in everything that's manifesting on earth. So everything that is less than heaven on earth is receiving at an atomic and subatomic cellular level this gift of life. And what this violet flame that bathes the earth is doing is that it is activating the core of purity in all of this energy. So to understand again, what has happened is that we have taken our gift of life and it has entered our heart flame, and then we send it forth on our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings from myriad time frames and lifetimes in our earthly sojourn. And this energy is qualified with whatever we're charging it. Now, if it's positive and wonderful, loving energy, it returns to us greatly magnified, bringing blessings into our life, and returns to the source as part of our storehouse of good in our causal body. And we can use that energy to co-create wonderful things. The negative things accumulated around us as this dense, discordant sea of negativity, the veil of Maya, or the psychic astral realm of illusion. This realm is what we are purging and cleansing now. But even in the most distorted frequency of energy, even in, for instance, the most horrific manifestation of poverty, in all of that energy, in the core of that electronic light substance, still vibrates its divine potential. Just like within the heart of every human being, no matter how far they have fallen into separation and duality, still pulsates the spark of divinity anchored within their heart, manifesting their I am presence, or they could not exist in this physical plane or any other dimension. So what this means on a practical level is that within every core of energy manifesting as poverty still vibrates the divine potential of God's infinite abundance and eternal peace. In every electron of energy manifesting as illness or disease or aging or degeneration or anything less than limitless physical perfection in humanity's bodies still vibrates with the immaculate concept of that divine potential of eternal youth and vibrant health. Within every electron of greed and corruption still vibrates integrity, reverence for life, and the oneness of humanity. So what is happening now is this incredible light is increasing on the planet, greatly magnified since the beginning in January of 2016, entering that core of purity, pushing everything to the surface. So it looks like things are getting worse, but nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that these things must come up to be transmuted with a violet flame in order to be able to move forward into the light. So we see the negativity being pushed to the surface. All we have to do is turn on the news, listen to the rhetoric, the horrific greed, corruption, separation, duality. And the United States of America is being a focus at this time because at this moment we're considered the outer world model. This was modeled originally as the new earth. And all of our sacred documents say what they're supposed to say of equality and oneness and reverence for life. Needless to say, we've fallen far from now picturing the divine intent. But that doesn't change the blueprint, the archetype. In fact, America is an anagram for the I am race. The I am race was to be a race of God-conscious souls, comprised of everything that we were to model. All races, all religions, all cultures, all creeds, all lifestyle, the family of humanity coming together, reflecting oneness and reverence for life, the new world, the new heaven and the new earth. So with our elections now, it is not by chance this is all happening at this time. This outer world demonstration of purging and cleansing is a metaphor of what's happening on a global level. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. And this negativity that's being pushed to the surface, that is reflecting humanity's screaming and gnashing of teeth, the greatest degree of our greed, of our corruption, of our abuse of power, of our lack of reverence for life with the elemental kingdom, of our lack of understanding, prejudice, the abuse of other human beings, all of that, fear-based consciousness, every single thing are patterns that at one time or another humanity has created that are not based in love. But every single one of those patterns at its core is still vibrating with its divine perfection, which is the antithesis of that negativity. Divine government, which is a government of the I am presences of humanity, by the I am presence of humanity, for the I am presences of humanity, working in oneness and reverence for life, consistently striving together to reach the highest good for all concerned. That pattern is pulsating in the core of everything associated with government. And so what's happening is that is the pattern that is being activated in all governments at national, state, and local levels, not only in the United States this year, even though we are the archetype for what's occurring. It's happening everywhere. But what we're witnessing in the outer world is everything that conflicts with that being pushed to the surface. So we see the negativity coming to the surface to be transmuted through the violet flame and with the new energies. What we don't see is the incredible light that's pushing it to the surface. So 2016 is a vitally important year. And we're going to go through 2017 at a greatly accelerated purging as well. And we're going to see a lot of negativity occurring in our governments, in what's happening in the outer world, because we have fallen into such a place of apathy that we are, unless something is horrific, we use pain as our motivator, we will stagnate forever. All of this stuff that looks so, and the word is being overused at this time, but very true, unprecedented. All of this stuff that's happening in our government that looks unprecedented has gone on forever. The corruption, the abuse of power, the imbalance and inequity of financial sustenance for humanity, the greed, the inability to revere and honor every particle of life, the lack of reverence, the hate, the imbalance, the fear-based consciousness, that has gone on forever. But now it is being pushed to the surface in such a blatant and shocking way that it's getting everybody's attention. And the consciousness of what's happening in the outer world is based, as we turn on the news and see those things, it's all still based in the lack of reverence for life and the imbalance of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance. It's all based in that money consciousness of lack and limitation, looking out for number one, that dog-eat-dog ability, not realizing that all life is interconnected, interrelated, and interdependent. So 2017 is going to be an interesting year. There's a Chinese proverb, sometimes they say it's a curse, that says, may you live in interesting times. Well, let me tell you, we are living in interesting times. But what the beings of light want us to do is step outside of that and see the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture of what is occurring this year in 2017 is glorious. And the bigger picture is that the beings of light have said the greatest need of the hour is for the new patterns of perfection, previously unknown in the physical plane of Earth, to be anchored into the mental and emotional strata and into the divinity of every person's heart flame. And the critical need of the hour on a new foundation of divine love that is forming is for the initial patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance to be anchored in the physical plane. We are beginning this process now, and it will build in momentum throughout 2017. And these patterns will be securely anchored. We have to build them in the physical plane in order to sustain them here. And they will be able to be sustained and anchored permanently on the anniversary of harmonic convergence in August of this year. And harmonic convergence took place August 15th, 16th, and 17th in 1987. So it will be during that time in August. In the meantime, you and I and every other awakening person on the planet is being asked to be the open door for these patterns. So the beings of light have given us an incredibly powerful activity of light. that we're going to do today. And we're working in the eternal moment of now. So I know there are thousands of you turning into this call live, but there will also be thousands more joining us on the replays. Everyone's light will be woven into this incredible activity of light that is forming now and building in momentum. I have done a YouTube video that we will post in the next few days. It is not available today, but we'll post it in the next few days that has this meditation on it so that you can go to the YouTube and watch the meditation. And share it with your friends, distribute it everywhere. But it'll also be available through Humanity's team on their website as well in this broadcast that we are doing today. When we do this together, we are holding the sacred space for all humanity. There is no separation. These words, we are one, that is not a lofty platitude or just religious rhetoric. It is a profound truth. We are one not only with all humanity, but with every particle and wave of life evolving on this planet and through all creation. So today, the entire company of heaven is joining with us, and under the guidance and embrace of the all-encompassing presence of our omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent Father, Mother, God, the cosmic I Am, all that is, the legions of light throughout infinity are holding the sacred space for us to anchor these patterns into the physical plane of Earth. Through the I Am presence and the heart flame of every person, in perfect alignment with each person's divine plan and the highest good for all concerned. The company of heaven has agreed to amplify our efforts 1,000 times, 1,000-fold every time we do this activity of light. We are amplifying the matrix through which these patterns will flow today, and they will build in momentum each time we do it until the events in August that will allow this energy to be securely anchored in the physical world of form. This will occur through the divinity of each person's heart flame, and each person will be in their right and perfect place. So the more we can share this information and this magnificent activation, this activation, as you will see, first transmutes through the violet flame, this energy that's surfacing. The more we transmute it, the more negativity will surface to be transmuted. This will be like peeling an onion, and as we do it layer by layer, the beings of light in the company of heaven are not going to overwhelm us and take us down the tubes through this process. We're not going to be given anything we can't handle. Certainly, we're given a lot of things that we'd like not to have to handle, but that's why we're here at this time, is because we have agreed to be the open door that no one can shut, and to serve as a surrogate on behalf of humanity. So when we say, I am my I Am presence, and I am one with the I Am presence of all humanity, we shift instantaneously from the microcosm of the magnificent radiance of our individual I Am presence, this beautiful sun radiating in our space, in our location, in our city, town, or hamlet, wherever we are on the planet, we instantaneously shift to the macrocosm of 7.5 billion souls, every man, woman, and child, activating his or her I Am presence to absorb this light that we are invoking. And each person's I Am presence then has permission to absorb this light and to project it through their person, that person in the physical plane, in perfect alignment with each person's divine plan and the highest good. Now, the I Am presence of each person will only project this light through the heart flame of that person when they are in a state of harmony and balance. They will not allow humanity at this point in our evolution to take this new, previously unknown frequency of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance and misqualify it into the gross mutation of poverty consciousness and lack and limitation and war or anything else that conflicts with the new heaven and the new earth. So the I Am Presence will monitor each person. And it's the moment that person is at peace, calm, expressing love or harmony, this light will blaze through their heart flame into the physical plane, assisting the physical plane of earth. So as each person, even as we see people like ISIS that are committed to wreaking havoc on the planet at this time, because they genuinely believe this is what God wants them to do. That is the depth of the gross mutations we have fallen to. Even with that level of consciousness, these people stop 5 times a day and send their love and adoration to God. They also sleep at night when they're in a state of peace, and through their inner higher consciousness, the light can flow through them. So we have the ability to serve as surrogates because we are one and there is no separation. This is happening whether we deliberately invoke this light at this moment or whether we just are muddling through our day. We are one with all life, which means that every single moment of every single day, with every thought, word, action, feeling, or breath we take, we are either adding to the light of the world or the shadows, depending on what we are thinking, feeling, saying, or doing. So now it is time for us to take the next step and to be responsible for our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings, to monitor what we are thinking and feeling. Moment by moment, ask yourself, is what I am thinking and feeling now adding to the light of the world or the shadows? If it is not adding to the light of the world, blaze the violet flame through it and transmute it back into light. And say to your I Am Presence, what do I want to think and feel? Instead of that, how can I take that negative thought and turn it into the positive? So now we are going to participate in this magnificent activity of light that has been given to us by the company of heaven. And I'm going to read it because it is very specific and we need to do it in perfect alignment. Listen to the words carefully, and your I Am Presence and the I Am Presence of every man, woman, and child belonging to or serving the earth at this time, whether he or she is in or out of embodiment, is going to receive this light in perfect alignment. And the I Am Presence will allow this activity to take place through each person for the highest good of their divine plan and the fulfillment of the divine plan for planet Earth. So develop and direct the full momentum of your attention and your divine intentions to the fulfillment of this archetype for 2017 and the Earth that is moving us forward, co-creating the patterns of perfection of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance. So prepare your I Am Presence. Feel yourself lifting into that high momentum. Breathe in deeply, exhaling, and go within to the divinity of your heart. Open your heart and mind. Set aside all distractions of thoughts and feelings. Anything you have to take care of will be waiting for you when you're through. So for this moment, be here now. The first step of this activity of light is for us to transmute the surfacing negativity. As we begin, please breathe in deeply and go within to the divinity of your heart. Gently close your eyes and focus the full power of your attention on this powerful activity of light that has been given to humanity at this time because of the urgency of the hour. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one heartbeat, one breath, one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we invoke the most intensified frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. We invoke the company of heaven and the legions of fifth dimensional violet fire angels. Blessed ones, we ask that you blaze, blaze, blaze the violet flame of God's infinite perfection with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every single thought, feeling, word, action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than heaven on earth. Beloved ones, transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into its original perfection and seal it in an invincible force field of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance. We accept that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished even as we call. We also accept and know that this powerful violet flame is increasing daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every breath we take, until this sweet earth and all her life have ascended into the fifth dimensional realms of light on the new earth, where eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are a tangible reality. Now the second phase of this invocation is an activity of light from the company of heaven given to humanity with the divine intent of co-creating the patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance tangibly in the lives of all humanity. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. What I invoke this sacred and holy day for myself, I invoke on behalf of every man, woman, and child on earth, in perfect alignment with each person's divine plan and the highest good for all concerned. This is possible because we are one, and there is no separation. As one voice, one heartbeat, one breath, one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we now invoke our Father, Mother God, and the entire company of heaven to assist the I am presence of every person on earth to God victoriously accomplish this facet of the divine plan. Beloved legions of light throughout infinity, we ask that you now gather up every electron of precious life energy being expended by humanity in every way during this sacred time. Purify this energy with the power and might of 1,000 suns, using the new solar frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline violet flame of God's infinite perfection. Now weave this purified energy into every electron of precious life energy, so that every single electron of precious life energy being released by the sons and daughters of God on earth at this time will be used to co-create tangibly and manifest the patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance for every person belonging to or serving the earth at this time. Beloved Father, Mother God, we ask that you now expand your flame of transfiguring divine love, which is pulsating within the divinity of every person's heart flame, forming the foundation upon which eternal peace and God's infinite abundance will manifest. Co-create from this sacred fire a heart of love, and allow this heart of love to expand and expand through each person's heart until it envelops the entire planet Earth, blessing every man, woman, and child. As this gift of divine love bathes the Earth, every atomic and subatomic particle and wave of life on this planet is being lifted out of the chaos into a higher order of being. This unprecedented influx of God's divine light now flows into the mental body, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind, and the physical brain structure of every man, woman, and child on Earth. This gift of light from our Father, Mother God is now balancing the right and left hemispheres of each person's brain and activating his or her spiritual brain centers. Through this activity of light, each person's pituitary, pineal, and hypothalamus glands and ganglionic centers at the base of their brain are being restored to their full divine potential. Now, utilizing this powerful gift of light, each person's I am presence recalibrates the circuitry within their physical brain structure, enabling them to withstand a higher frequency of divine consciousness than ever before. This activity of light is healing the fragmented circuitry that has prevented humanity from communicating with their I am presence and the company of heaven. The I am presence, pulsating within each person's heart flame, now creates this sacred space that enables that person to open their fifth dimensional crown chakra of enlightenment to full breadth. This allows each one to communicate with their I am presence and with the company of heaven on a conscious level, while reaching day by day ever higher into Christ consciousness. As I hold the focus of my attention on the light of God that is flowing through every person's physical brain structure, I clearly see humanity's physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies being flooded with the resplendent light of God. This multidimensional, multifaceted, free-flowing, fifth-dimensional crystalline solar light expands into every cell of humanity's earthly bodies, allowing the I am presence of each person to take full dominion of this experience. Now, all is in readiness. Through their I am presence, every person on earth will now participate at both inner and outer levels in this activity of light, which will raise the consciousness of the masses and assist every recalcitrant soul to shift from a consciousness of separation and duality to a consciousness of transfiguring divine love, oneness, reverence for life, eternal peace, and God's infinite abundance. Within the embrace of divine consciousness, Humanity now experiences an endless ocean of light that flows from the very heart of our Father, Mother, God into our crown chakra to be anchored in our heart flame. With this influx of light, each person knows, I am that I am. I am the open door for this celestial ocean of light. I am the light of the world, and my time for higher service to humanity and all life is now. This cosmic ocean of light now intensifies, flowing through each person's heart flame, unimpeded, into each person's physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. As each person assimilates this gift from on high, they release into the light all thoughts, feelings, words, actions, beliefs, and memories that are based in a consciousness of separation or duality from all time frames and dimensions, both known and unknown. The I am presence of each person now affirms, all that I am, all of the God perfection that flows into my crown chakra of enlightenment is manifesting through me now as the new earth. I am resting in supreme God confidence. I am opening the fifth dimensional stargate of my heart to full breadth. I am one with my Father, Mother, God, and all of the powers of light throughout infinity. And I am ready now to magnetize the new and previously unknown patterns of the golden flame of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance from the new earth tangibly into my life. God's abundance is the path to eternal peace, and eternal peace is the path to God's abundance. Now new and unfathomable golden rays of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance from the very heart of our Father, Mother, God are flowing through the newly opened portal of divine cause into the cup of my consciousness. This golden light is pulsating with frequencies of fifth dimensional crystalline solar light beyond anything humanity has ever experienced. Contained within the essence of this golden flame of eternal peace is God's infinite abundance. And contained within the essence of God's infinite abundance is the golden flame of eternal peace. I breathe in deeply, and I become one with this golden light as I enter the secret place of the Most High Living God within my heart. As I enter this sacred space on the holy breath, I am open and receptive to the impulses pouring forth from the very heart and mind of God. My I am presence reveals to me that the hour has at last arrived and the divine fiat has been issued by my Father, Mother, God for the divinity pulsating within my heart flame and the heart flame of all humanity to be given full liberty of freedom and expression. My I am presence rejoices in this divine edict and will now give me every possible assistance in manifesting the patterns of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance tangibly in my life. I am, this very moment, becoming a keeper of the golden flame of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance in accordance with my divine destiny. My earthly bodies are being brought into perfect balance, and the latent powers encoded within my heart flame are being released. The abilities I have developed over eons of time that will assist me in co-creating heaven on earth are being brought into a balanced state of true mastery within me. The immortal, victorious threefold flame within my heart now expands and expands. The blue flame of my Father God's divine power and will is empowering the golden flame of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance in the hearts of all humanity. The yellow gold flame of wisdom and illumination associated with Christ consciousness and the sons and daughters of God is enlightening every person's mind to the divine truth that eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are inseparable aspects of our Father, Mother God's perfection. Our Mother God, the Holy Spirit, is now directing her pink flame of transfiguring divine love and adoration to breathe the golden flame of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance through every person's heart flame, thus flooding the earth with this divine essence to lift up and bless all life. And all is well. I realize these are days of great acceleration due to the influx of divine consciousness that has been flooding the earth since the birth of the new earth in 2012. The vibratory action of every facet of life is being stepped up the maximum that cosmic law will allow in every 24-hour period. The new frequencies of the golden flame of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance are now flowing through my heart flame, and they will assist me in maintaining balance through Earth's ascension process. This will allow me to experience the bliss and joy of this glorious activity of light in new and profound ways. I am now experiencing a higher octave of my godhood, and my Father, Mother God are able to easily move through me. My eyes are becoming blazing rays of light, through which the light of God will now flow to bless all life. My hands are becoming mighty conductors of God's healing power. My lips are becoming the instruments through which God's words are formed and directed into the physical plane of earth. My feet are walking the path of light. And my life force is now the vehicle through which God enters the world to love and serve all life. I now realize and accept my unlimited ability to do whatever is necessary in order to establish and expand eternal peace and God's infinite abundance in my world and the worlds of all humanity. Through my thoughts, words, actions, feelings, beliefs, and memories, I am a mighty balancing activity of light, pulsating in, through, and around every electron of life on earth. In the name of the infinite presence of God, I am. I call to my I am presence and the I am presence of all humanity. And as one voice, one heartbeat, one breath, one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, I affirm. Beloved, I am presence. Enfold me now in eternal peace and God's infinite abundance as I become a golden sun of this divine light. I am a golden sun of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance, now made manifest and permanently sustained by divine grace. I am a golden sun of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance, now made manifest and permanently sustained by divine grace. I am a golden sun of eternal peace and God's infinite abundance, now made manifest and permanently sustained by divine grace. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. I now breathe in deeply and return my consciousness to the room. I become aware of my earthly bodies. Anchored within my heart flame is my I am presence, who has now taken full dominion of my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies, and my thoughts, words, actions, feelings, memories, and beliefs from this moment forth.
Beautiful. Patricia, let's just breathe into that here for a few moments. What a powerful, powerful meditation. And as we were sharing before the program, what an auspicious time. The inauguration, of course, is tomorrow. So wonderful that we can all gather here. And we're, Patricia and I are just about to enter into the question and answer period. We've got a whole bunch of questions that have come in. Thank you, listeners. Feel free to put your question in the window if you'd like us to get to it. We only have another 28 minutes, so we'll get to as many questions as we can. Let me start with just, I'm going to read a comment because I think this person is speaking for a lot of people. Pamela shares, we are definitely amplifying this understanding every night and day now, lifting us out of the chaos, but putting us to work at divinely powerful levels. We may not think we are ready, for we are. I am all in. And then she has a lot of hearts and says, gratitude, Patricia, so much love. So, Pamela, I think you probably speak for a lot of people. So,
I think she does, in both the doubt that we're equipped to do this and also the knowing that we are. We have been preparing for thousands of lifetimes to pull this off, and we have every single thing we need within us. And nothing is happening by accident. If you are on this call or listening to this replay, it is because you have been prepared to weave this light into the planet prior to Inauguration Day to set the matrix, the template for the new Earth in the physical plane before this purging is greatly accelerated.
yes, absolutely. So we are all here for on purpose and for a reason. I'm going to get to another question here. Of course, I'm Steve Farrell with Humanities Team. I'm with Patricia Cota-Robles. This is a special 90-minute program. It's a live program. All of our programs this year are going to be live video broadcasts like this. So we're real excited about it. Hope you all are too. Let me share. At the end, I'm going to just get to some important global announcements. There's some calls to action around really important things like conscious business, also some new programming was just around the corner that I'm going to get to, and I invite you to be with us all the way to the end as I cover those important announcements. Okay, here's a question from Fred. Fred says, how can we best address unity in the view of people like, he mentions Trump, and present politics? Patricia, there were a lot of questions like this one. Fred was the first person to send a question in here during today's program, so I wanted to bring that one into you.
Well, thank you. And I do think that the meditation really confirms exactly what the beings of light are saying. The reality is we are one. We are unified, whether we're aware of it or not. And even if we create those thoughts of separation and duality, it's just amplifying the negativity and blocking the unity. So recognizing the divinity, we have the ability to communicate with the I Am Presence. So saying, I ask the I Am Presence of every person associated with the governments of this planet, specifically Donald Trump and his cabinet, and all of the people that will be working with him in the United States of America and around the world, and all government leaders around the world. We ask their I Am Presence to take full dominion. But we need to realize that when we see things other than that, it doesn't mean that our invocations aren't working. These people are in place specifically to bring the negativity to the surface so it can be purged and we can recognize it. As I mentioned earlier, we use pain as our motivator. And at this time, there are billions of people on this planet invoking the light for the governments of the United States of America and around the world because of what we experience surfacing and because of the things we are witnessing taking place in our political process.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. Let me bring in a question this is from Bernice from Argentina. And Bernice says, Patricia, I've been struggling inside for some time on how to contribute to the world. I feel action is urgently needed, but I also feel a strong need to walk my spiritual path, heal my wounds, identify and melt my thinking and emotional patterns, and need to be calm and don't do too much. So she is wondering, how can we do both, or how do we find balance here?
Our divine plan is unfolding day by day, and our I Am Presence is magnetizing exactly what we need to do to fulfill our divine plan into our lives every single day. So if we have the consciousness of every moment of every day, how can I handle this situation and add to the light of the world through this situation and handle it in a positive way, blazing the violet flame through everything that conflicts with that highest good, then the next phase will be brought into your sphere of influence. For instance, it is not a coincidence that you are on this call today. This is an open door that your I Am Presence brought into your life. You are serving incredibly powerful forces of light today by volunteering to allow this light to flow through your heart flame. So trust that you are in your right and perfect place and that your I Am Presence is bringing things into your life. But we have to take advantage of it. We can't keep saying no, no, no to the opportunities that are presented. So take advantage of every opportunity, every moment of every day to add to the light of the world, and the next flow will come into your life perfectly, naturally, in divine order.
Gosh, let me just underscore something there, Patricia, because it's so important. And in a sense, most of us have been in I'll call it a spiritual gem for decades, right? As you mentioned, preparing for this time. And now there's so much discipline that's needed to really be loving what's arising and transmuting these energies and not falling into the pattern of, oh, this is terrible, and just adding to, as you mentioned, the shadows as opposed to transmuting and adding to the light.
Right. That's the statement, where your attention is, there you are. And also, as I am lifted up, all life is lifted up with me. So if we just say every day, I am my I Am Presence, and I am one with the I Am Presence of all humanity, the light I invoke for myself, I invoke for all humanity, you'll be that open door. And I really encourage everybody to take time to go within, to meditate and to be quiet, even 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, asking your I Am Presence to guide you. This is how you communicate. And once you start really connecting at that level, it'll be open heart and mind communication 24 hours a day, wherever you are, and no matter who you're with, you'll be able to have that wealth of knowledge and guidance and light available to you every moment of every day.
Yes, they say if we don't go within, we go without. And it's so true. Patricia, what your own spiritual practice, of course, your beautiful meditation, which I'm sure you stay close to, but are there what other spiritual practices in the morning or evening or throughout the day you bring in that are helping you to stay in this place of real connection and transmuting?
Well, it's the practice that we've talked about on this call of every moment of every day monitoring those feelings. And as soon as we recognize we're empowering things that we don't want to empower, whether it's fear or whether it's the consciousness of lack or limitation or whatever, just stop and say you are your I am presence, blaze the violet flame through it, and say, what do I want to be empowering that? And start empowering thought forms of bringing abundance and eternal peace. You know, we've created the need to have financial sustenance in our lives. In the beginning, that was provided to us by the elemental kingdom. You know, we had all the air we needed to breathe, we had all the food we needed, clothing, shelter, everything was in our space. And so the lack and limitation now that we are receiving is our own miscreation. So transmuting it, I can't tell you how effective this visualization we've been given today, how powerful it will be for us to utilize. It transmutes the negativity, it's bringing in these new patterns, and it will greatly help us in manifesting abundance into our lives. And this doesn't mean that after the meditation we're going to have bags of money sitting around our feet, but pay attention to the opportunities to increase your financial sustenance is brought into your life. Don't sit around waiting for somebody else to do it, but pay attention to your opportunities. Because by you having the desire and having created the magnetic force field of abundance and peace, things are going to be flowing into your life. People, places, conditions, and you're going to be receiving guidance to help you open the door to more abundance in your life.
Amen. Yeah, and on that point, because I know there are many questions actually relating to this, and when we just metaphysically stay in this place of just knowing that we're in service to this unfolding, this ascension, this awakening that's going on the earth, then in a sense, there's almost a boomerang effect, isn't there? You mentioned peace, the eternal peace of God and abundance of God are together, and we can just feel ourselves kind of throwing out there the service to the world and then receiving back from the divine abundance that comes in many different forms.
Right, and our consciousness to be aware that money is just a source of energy, period. So when we think of it with not having enough, normally we go to the grocery store, pay way too much for food, and now we think, oh no, now I can't pay this bill or that bill, and now I don't have enough money to buy my prescriptions or whatever, all these things that are going on at this time. Instead, if we say, even though that's the fact, that's what's happening in the outer world at this time, we say, I am the open flow to God's abundance. I'm grateful that I have the money to buy for these groceries at this time. I accept that this is going to go out, expand, and return to me, and I'm going to have all the money I need to supply whatever I need to fulfill my divine plan. And by giving our money out to persons, places, conditions, or things, charities, and things like that, knowing that this is energy and this is a gift of love that you're giving back to God in appreciation for your gift of life, and it's going to expand and return to you, rather than thinking, oh no, if I do this, I'm not going to have enough money. Start thinking of your money as a gift of love that you are giving back to God in appreciation for your gift of life, the law of the circle. And it's going to go out and expand, and it's going to return expanded over what you send out. It's just energy. The reason it hasn't been doing that is because we've created through poverty consciousness lack and limitation. So on one level, we're doing the invocations for 15 minutes a day, and then the rest of the day we're saying, oh no, I don't have enough money, now I can't pay for this, where am I going to get this? We're in this fear consciousness. So we need to keep blazing the violet flame through that. And we are working with the laws of physics. The moment we reach a critical mass from all time frames and dimensions of our energy, transmuting poverty consciousness and thoughts of lack and limitation, and empowering these new visions of abundance and prosperity. The moment we reach a critical mass of that, it will create an unstoppable shift, and nothing can prevent that from manifesting. Now, we never know how close we are to that. The good news is that this light is infinitely more powerful than the fragmented fear-based consciousness of poverty. So blazing the violet flame, the beings of light have actually said, and I'm not saying this will happen for you in this moment, but they have said the effectiveness of the violet flame, if we will draw it in powerfully enough through our I am presence, that we have the ability to transmute every negative thing we've ever created from all time frames and dimensions within a 48-hour period. So to think, okay, it's thousands of lifetimes, it's going to take me thousands of lifetimes to transmute it, is absolutely incorrect. And now, the violet flame of God's infinite abundance is the predominant energy on the planet for this 2,000-year cycle. So it's going to greatly accelerate our ability. That's why all this is happening so quickly. This is why all of the prophecy said in the latter days the transformation will take place in what will be perceived as the twinkling of an eye, compared to the millions and thousands and zillions of years probably that we've been dealing with negativity since our fall from grace eons ago. So trust, keep working with the violet flame daily and hourly, be that open door, give your I am presence to blaze the violet flame, transmute all of the negativity associated with poverty consciousness, and consciously think of your money as a source of energy that is going out, expanding, and returning to you, your gift of life that you are giving back to God, and then everything you do to add to the light of the world. You know, even when we just observe a beautiful sunset, God's creation, we are adding to the light of the world. Loving a baby, loving our families, being in a beautiful space of music, meditating, everything we do, eating healthy, revering our bodies, drinking pure water, breathing clear air, everything we do that enhances life for ourselves or any other part of life on the planet is adding to the light of the world and is energy that's going out, expanding, and bringing your abundance back into your life. Moment by moment, thought by thought, feeling by feeling, day by day.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, Patricia. And again, there to listeners, thank you. We just swamped with questions and comments that are coming in from all over the world, country, France and Argentina, and all over the world. Thank you. We'll get to a couple more here. One of the questions here, Patricia, is this is I think probably a lot of people are coming from this place. This person who is unnamed says, "Thank you for all that you do for humanity. I am grateful and send you all of my love. I have read and I believe almost all of your invocations and have done lots of self-work and spiritual work, light language activations, Reiki therapy, and all kinds, a long list. Yet, I feel that nothing has changed in me, my life, and I'm stuck. Is there a message from heaven for me that can assist me with a direct, clear path to get me unstuck and moving to ascension, evolving, transcendence, etc.? Thank you."
Absolutely, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Once we learn about the violet flame and begin invoking it, the floodgates of heaven open, and our I am presence and the company of heaven begin flooding back into our life experiences the negativity that we have created in other time frames and dimensions, so that we are transmuting tons of this violet flame day by day, but the next level will then come into our life. But we are transmuting lifetimes of this negativity every single day. So as a result of that, another 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 lifetimes is surfacing behind it to be transmuted. We have to really understand that. Never do you invoke the violet flame that it doesn't work precisely as you are asking it to do. So wave by wave by wave of violet energy and negativity is flowing into your life to be transmuted. That's what's happening on the planet. Right now, we are in a place where we have birthed the new earth and are beginning to anchor the patterns of the new earth in the physical plane, and it looks like things are getting worse and worse. Nothing could be further from the truth. The only reason these patterns are able to be anchored now through the realms of cause is because of the immeasurable tons of negativity that has been transmuted since the fall of humanity eons ago over the past few decades at a greatly accelerated pace. So the closer we get to making that shift, the more intense everything gets. So trust and know that your life and your work is working. That's why you are on this call today, because you have cleared your path to be able to be the open door for these incredibly powerful activities of light that the company of heaven is asking us to magnetize and anchor in the physical plane. God needs a body. God can't just anchor these lights in this pattern. It has to be drawn. The call for assistance must come from the realm where the assistance is needed, and the light of God has to be drawn through the divinity within the heart flames of people abiding in this dimension in order for it to manifest physically. So you are here because of all the work that you have been doing. So don't for a moment think that your work has not succeeded or it has not been working. Know that each moment you are transmuting tons of negativity. What I encourage people to do is you keep on keeping on, invoking the violet flame, focusing on the positive things, as though this shift in all its glory could manifest with the next breath. But you have the tenacity that no matter how long this takes, you are not going to give up until this earth and all life evolving upon her is vibrating in the frequencies of perfection of the new heaven and the new earth. So moment by moment, don't give up. You are succeeding beyond your knowing. And one of the things that beings of light consistently say is that awakening light workers have succeeded so far beyond the greatest expectations of heaven.
Beautiful. Patricia, I'm going to get to another question here in a second. I first want to just bring in a call to action. One of the really important initiatives of Humanity's team is bringing consciousness to business. We're bringing consciousness through programs like this into our homes and relationships and education. But it's important that consciousness come to business as well. I'm going to just share real quick something, and then we're going to go to another question for Patricia. Humanity's team is a key member of the Conscious Business Alliance. It's composed of 4 NGOs that are global. Humanity's team based in the U.S., the Club of Budapest out of Europe, the Goy Peace Foundation out of Japan, and the Fowler Center for Business out of Case Western Reserve University. Our declaration says is that the purpose of business is to increase economic prosperity while contributing to a healthy environment and improving human well-being. So our alliance shares that business must be about more than just financial profit. So we encourage you to sign the Conscious Business Declaration and invite your friends and coworkers to sign it. It's incredibly important. Together, let's grow this conscious business movement. You can read about it at consciousbusinessdeclaration.org. We'll put that in the window for you, so you can just click on the link. That's consciousbusinessdeclaration.org. We invite you to go and read it and sign it. It's important that we grow this conscious business movement. Also, as you probably know, we in Humanity's team are in the lead on the Conscious Business Initiative. It's a global effort to transform business. We know this project is ambitious, but with your assistance, we're making progress. Now we're asking you to join us in growing the conscious business movement. We know that you share our heartache about business that cares only about financial profit and the exploitation of resources. Maybe you feel the same evolutionary impulse that we feel to evolve business into a force for global transformation. We're at a tipping point. What's exciting is this conscious business movement gives you a way to have immediate impact. We're inviting you to donate what you can, $25, $50, even $5, to fund this thing. I know you're doing your best to embody living in oneness. Now we're inviting you to join your individual practice to this larger ecosystem that's around us, that is this global business community. Your support will help us grow the movement. We put the link in the window here to this one. Also, it's Humanity's team /CBI-donations. And when you click on that, you'll see a video that will tell you more. And thank you. I'm going to come back to Patricia.
Let me just say this one thing about that. This is exactly, everybody on this call, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That day by day, we do our work, and when we're ready for the next level, the universe magnetizes into our sphere of awareness, our I Am Presence does, the next step that we have the ability to participate in. So we need to pay attention. We need to accept those opportunities of expansion of our light in the physical plane. The Company of Heaven has an expression, cosmic moments come and cosmic moments go. When things are presented and opportunities are presented and we don't take advantage of them, sometimes it's a very long time before something will come into our sphere of awareness that will give us that same opportunity to add that effectively to the light of the world. So pay attention.
Yeah, thank you, Patricia. Boy, doesn't Patricia Cota-Robles do just amazing work? Patricia, we've just got a few minutes left. We've got an incredible program next week I want to tell everybody about. But do you have like in a minute, is there a call to action you'd like to leave with listeners? And of course, if you can leave your website again too, so people can come to learn more about your work and participate.
Yes, our website is eraofpeace.org. And there are all kinds of things available on there for free. We have free webinars. We're starting some weekly vlogs that we're going to have short little videos every week to help people understand the things that are going on and how we can add to the light of the world. You can sign up for our newsletter, all kinds of avenues available on there. So we would love for you to participate with us. We have a free monthly newsletter also that you can sign up for. We give free seminars throughout the United States, and you can find out where they are. And if you're on our email list or our physical mailing list, you'll receive flyers to announce when they are. So this call to action for this meditation that we're doing today is the critical need of the hour. That I will encourage you to participate according to your heart's call.
Okay, fantastic. And Patricia, again, thank you so much. I'm going to come back and thank you, but it's just an extraordinary 90 minutes, as it always is. Look forward to having you back. Patricia will be part of Global Oneness Day also, again this year, which is on October 24th. If you go to globalonenesssummit.org, you can see what's starting to come together. That's a Tuesday this year, Global Oneness Day, and it's globalonenesssummit.org to look at what's coming together for this year's program. Upcoming programs that you don't want to miss. Next Thursday, so a week from today, on January 26th at 9 o'clock, Pacific time, Jonathan Goldman's going to join me. Patricia has also been supporting Jonathan in his programs over the years. He's the creator of Healing Sounds and World Sound Healing Day, which is always on Valentine's Day. We're going to play a special selection from his healing music during next week's program, and we're going to talk about World Sound Healing Day and the impact and reach of this program. It's a live program, it'll be a video broadcast, so be sure to come and bring your questions as well. This program is focused on living in oneness, so we want to invite you to something called Community Circle. It's only $10 a month, and it's a virtual, global, intentional community for those that are living in oneness, people that want to collaborate and connect with leaders that are involved in spiritual activism. It gives continuous access to over 350 programs like today's program for the Living in Oneness Summit and Global Oneness Day. You can listen year-round with your family to the program 7x24. There's also a weekly Heart Circle, a video broadcast that the members come to, where you can share about successes and challenges in your life as you're journeying in oneness. So if you go to humanitiesteam.org and scroll down to the rectangle that says Community Circle, you can learn more. And again, we've made it really affordable. It's only $10 a month. Okay, I want to come back. Thank you, Patricia Cota-Robles. Just so amazing to be here with you, and thank you for the work that your organization does. eraofpeace.org, again, is where you can follow Patricia's work. And I want to thank my colleagues here too, Garth Catterall, Nanette Kennedy, Dee Meyer, Carolyn Chang. There's a lot of leaders in Humanities Team that make this program possible. And I'm saving the best for last. Thank you to each of you who are participating, that are here with us today, joining us during these weekly programs. Thank you so much. In closing, I want to invite all of us to really live as one. Of course, we're each going to do this in our own way. When we live this way, we draw in the presence, the power, and the peace of the divine that Patricia has been talking so eloquently about. So I'll see you next Thursday, January 26th at 9 o'clock Pacific time, when I'm with Jonathan Goldman for this live video broadcast to talk about Healing Sounds and World Sound Healing Day. Have a great day, and thanks again for joining us. Patricia, thank you. Just so awesome to be with you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Namaste, dear friend. Looking forward to having you back real soon. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Had a great crowd with us today. Okay, sign